Happy Thursday, everybody. So, as always, my name is Advent, and I'm not a financial advisor. So, anything you guys see here or any of my content is not financial advice. It is strictly for educational purposes only. So, today is going to be a little different than my usual content on technicals and stuff like that. I want to focus on the psychological side of trading for a bit, at least for a few minutes. And essentially, what I want to go over today is like having a proper balance when it comes to trading, as well as, having your priorities when it comes to yourself and also in your life in order. And, not letting trade or not, and not letting trading, overtake that or cause issues and things like that, right? So uh, to give some examples or, what I'm mainly looking to touch on today is I've been seeing a common theme, at least for the last, well, since I've been trading, but more so apparent in the last month or so, I would say with traders that I've come across, that I've even worked with, things like that. And I'm called to share this with you guys, just as a reminder, you know, when it comes to trading, trading isn't I don't, I guess for the lack of a better term, we use the term like end all be all in the sense of, you know, while trading can fix certain things in your life financially and so on and so forth, if you approach trading in the proper way, of course. Um, what I want to say is more so I've come across individuals and work with individuals where their life outside of trading may not be the best, right? So they get something in their mind where they think that trading is going to solve everything in their life outside of trading. And what I want to say to that is from personal experience, I will tell you that that is not how it works. If you're trading from a desperation place or a place of desperation, of scarcity, of lack, all those things, you're gonna have a real hard time when it comes to your trading because and trust me, I've been there myself. I was in a bad situation when I first started and I wanted to use trading to get out of that situation. And it wasn't until I realized that until I got my life in order, my trading wasn't going to improve the way I wanted it to. Because as you guys have heard me say in other videos, you know, we need to focus on the process and not the outcome, right? So let's just say I'll give you an example, and of course I won't say names to respect the anonymity of people, if that's the right word. But let's say, for example, there's an individual came up to me who has $100 in their account, and their goal is to you take that $100 and grow it to an amount where they'll be able to sustain themselves alongside their parents. Maybe this is me not being optimistic, but realistically, while the individual can get there eventually, or they can grow the account to a specific amount to reach that goal, it's not going to be something that's attained short term. Because let's say, I'm just going to throw numbers out there. Let's say to take care of three people, and I'm just throwing numbers out there because I don't know the exact numbers. So, don't sue me or don't come at me with facts in the comments. But let's assume for the sake of the conversation, it'll take $150,000 a year to take care of three people. Growing $100 to get to that amount will take quite a long time unless you get really lucky with specific trades. But not only that, to not get too much into trading and numbers, just to bring it back with the mentality, is that when you're trading out of a place of desperation or lack or whatever it may be, you're too focused on the outcome. You're too focused on the money, right? So instead of just understanding, all right, this is my goal that I have for trading, and this is what I want to do. If you're looking at it from the perspective of focus, like if your focus is on the outcome of what you want to do, then you're going to have a hard time because you're only going to be focusing on the money. You're not actually going to be focusing on your process and respecting your rules and your disciplines and your trade plan, right? So instead of looking at, let's say, um, I take two trades and they lose, if I'm in a place of desperation and I lose money that I may need or that I'm looking to use for something that I like want desperately to happen in my life, I'm gonna open myself up to a lot of self-sabotage in the sense of, let's say, once you lose those trades, you want to get that money back. So instead of understanding that the money comes from following your plan, you may go into revenge trading. And what does revenge trading do? It causes us to overtrade. It causes us to over leverage and to size in bigger and things like that. So, um, you know, what I'm trying to get at is trading will be a lot easier for you or for individuals that may be in a place of desperation once they get their life in order, in the sense that, you know, let's say if you're like, let's say you're in debt by a good amount, or you might have some financial trouble besides that, or literally whatever it may be, honestly, going through a divorce. There's many different things out there in life, right? When you're trading with all that mental baggage, it makes trading very, very difficult. Again, I can tell you from experience, because when I was going through that time in my life, I was like, all right, like I know how to trade. I know what I'm doing, but the results just aren't there. So it wasn't until I took 2 months off of trading to work with a life coach and to get my outside of trading life in order that influenced my trading life, where I started now following my rules, respecting my trade plan, respecting my stop loss, all of those things. Because if your life is not in order, in my experience and from what I've seen in other individuals that I've worked with, it's going to translate into your trading. I have this individual where, or I've worked with this individual where they have been desperately trying for the last year to get paid out of prop firm accounts. And from what I know, they have yet to get one payout from a prop firm account because they're so focused on the outcome and they're so focused on thinking, all right, once I get this, then my life is going to get in order. But that's not the way it works. You need to work on your life. And then once you get that in order, then you'll do a lot better in trading because you're not trading from a place of desperation, as I've mentioned. Um, so it's okay to take a break from trading. It's okay to not trade. It wasn't until, like I mentioned, that I made the decision, all right, clearly what I'm doing is not working. And it's been months of this. So what needs to change, right? And it wasn't until I took that time off that I was back to a clear-headed space. I got things situated in my life where once I came back to trading 2 months later, I was operating out of a place that wasn't a desperate state, that I wasn't so focused on the money, and so on and so forth, right? Another thing is, having self-accountability, because, you know, if you've been doing the same thing for a few months or more than a year or however long it's been for you and nothing is changing, then what is the common denominator here? Because let's say, for example, I trade the strat when I'm trading options. If I give somebody the exact blueprint, literally the exact same way that I trade, and they're still struggling, then it's not the strategy, because the strategy has been shown to work. But the biggest thing here is going to be the mentality that needs to be worked on, the mindset that needs to be worked on. Because again, there is no holy grail per se of strategies. There's many strategies out there that work in the markets, which is amazing. But, or so, if nothing is working and you're using the same strategy that everybody else is using, but it's just not working for you, you have to take a step back and really have a talk with yourself and really, and I would highly use this technique that my coach had me do. Get a piece of paper or journal or whatever you want and write down every single thing that you're doing in your life. Write down where you want to be in life and write down what you're doing or what you're not doing that is not having you be at that place in life. And also, what you need to improve on and what you have been doing or what you haven't been doing. More than likely, it's going to be what you haven't been doing to reach that point, right? So, it's taking a look in the mirror and having some self-accountability and really being honest with yourself. Am I the problem? Because I had somebody not directly tell me, but I was speaking with somebody where they mentioned, an individual was saying that it's not them, that it's the market or it's this. And I get it, it's hard to be honest with yourself. It's hard to see the truth. But when the facts are laid out in front of you, you just have to take it, It sucks. I get it. But ultimately, until you sit down with yourself and really be straight up and honest with yourself, then you're not going to get anywhere. I'll tell you that from experience. So ultimately, in this long spiel that I've had you guys listen to, and I appreciate you guys listening to up until this point, you know, if your life is chaotic, you're going to bring that into your trading. So you want to work on your outside life when it comes to, improving your trading. Because again, from experience, it wasn't until I got my life together that my trading improved. So, again, trading isn't going anywhere. The markets are going to be here in 2 months. The markets are going to be here in 3 months. But let's say if you continue on your path of destruction or self-sabotage, where are you going to be? Where are your finances going to be? Where are your relationships going to be with your family, with your spouse, or whoever it may be? So just wanted to share that with you guys. Hopefully this resonated with some people and this could be a wake-up call. Because again, you can learn every single strategy in the world, but until you work on your psychology and your mentality and your mindset, which is probably all the same thing, then, you're not going to succeed in trading. I'll tell you that right now. So hopefully, again, this resonated for you guys. If this did resonate in any way, or if this made sense, let me know in the comments below. Give the video a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Appreciate you guys for listening. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.